Hi guys, we are going to have a look around the brand new 2023-24 Jeanneu 65. Very impressive boat. Starting aft at the transom, there is a huge dinghy garage. Fit your Highfield or your jet, Williams jet tender. An option to have it working on hydraulics, but as you can see you have a Dyneema lift here which you can set up to your winches. This one is electric. There is some fabulous built-in steps to be able to go up and down, and your bathing ladder is tucked away nicely underneath a hatch here. Shower, hot and cold shower is set up here on the port side, and obviously water fill if you want. Access to steering for your rudders, and there's a remote there if you've got the option to have this electric, and access to services and life raft. That's the only thing that would worry me, having the life raft hidden away. This one is set up with a central seating console, which I think is absolutely brilliant. I'm just going to come up forward. Your electric connections and so on are actually hidden in a nice little panel down here. I think it's very, very clever. Obviously, if your dinghy garage is shut because you're underway, you have access on both port, starboard and port side over here, and your emergency tiller is bang center just here. I'll give you a look aft. So there is that impressive central seat where the arms fold down. You can either have storage under here. Now this one's been set up with storage, but there is an option if you want a grill and so on. You can. Me being practical, I'd have it as storage and a separate stainless steel grill put on the edges. Nice large carbon wheels, and the helms, as you can see, are set on pedestals, which is my preference, and it also allows you fantastic access all the way down the center of the boat. While I'm stood here, I'm going to give you a nice pano of the cockpit area and those huge sun loungers. The nice thing which Jeanneu have done with this and with the 55 that we looked at is all your management systems are brought aft, leaving your entertainment area, your cockpit area, they're free of all lines and services, so your guests, friends or family are not getting tangled up in spaghetti lines. You have your 70 Harken self-tailing electric primary winch and 60s for your secondary winches, and as you can see there, a nice bank of clutches and a deck management system to help bring all your sheets and halyards aft. Obviously, as standard, this German mainsail system. I'm going to start with the port helm. Have your Raymarine chart plotter, which is my preference. Nothing wrong with B&G, but I prefer Raymarine. Find it less glitchy. Compass. Have a look underneath. Don't want to get told off. Autopilot. Have your lights, as we saw in the 55, for your light controls for your deck lights and so on, and the hydraulics for your tables to be able to make the tables go up and down, to make those sunbeds even bigger if you wish. Raymarine VHF, and then over here on the starboard pedestal you have your Volva Pento start stop and electric throttle controls. Bow and stern thrusters, I shall find out whether these are options. I should imagine the bow thruster is standard. There's your engine counter, and once again you have your electric switches, I should imagine, yeah, once again, autopilot. So that'd be a repeater over there. And this, chain counter, chain controls, which is excellent. So nobody needs to get divorced over setting the anchor. And once again, repeated over here, you have a nice large Raymarine chart plotter, which is really nice, which you don't see that often on these boats, is some drink holders. Which is awesome, somewhere for your cup of tea. Some nice seats either side of the helm, and you can see some speakers for your Fusion stereo system. And over there, I'll give you a better look. Coming forward like the 55, there is no step up whatsoever. These two, the 65 and the 55, have got to be the closest thing to the crossover, the bridge between monohulls and catamarans I've seen. Once again, here we go, starboard side, Harken 70, 2-speed self-tailing winch, and there's your 60. This is what I was saying about the bank of clutches, but also you have small deck management system, line management system, and underneath here, not sure if I can, there we go, there is a huge bin for all your tails. So no lines getting in anybody's way. The walkway along this deck is absolutely huge. You have a boarding ladder, both sides, port and starboard. Coming forward, the only thing is, there's a grab handle here. The safety lines are nice and high up. There aren't many grab handles coming forward. You have a handle along here. Outboard shrouds. Four opening hatches down into your saloon and galley area, and also, you know, when you're at anchor, you can put a large sun pad there, and your self-tacking jib. Two more forward opening hatches, and obviously these. I want to give you a look of this forward deck. Apologise if I'm going too fast for you guys. There is a massive expanse of deck. We'll come all the way forward. Your windlass is set into the deck. We'll have a look at the hardware in a minute. You have an electric furling for your jib, and a code, either a code D or a code 0 forward there on a furling system. We'll just see if the chain locker is open. Okay, starboard side. It's nice to see you've got a winch handle there, just in case your electric furler goes amiss. Small storage locker. You have manual remote for your windlass, just in case you need it. And if we can get this side open. No, we can't for some reason. This hatch opens up for your windlass, which I can't get open at the moment. And then there is a huge chain locker down in there. It's obviously locked for whatever reason. Integrated bowsprit, single barrel roller. I'll find out if there's an option for a double, and then we'll give you that look aft. Three spreader mast. Very impressive. And in the distance, above the spray hood, you'll see that hard top, in which I didn't film earlier. There's obviously the hard top on the 55 too. Feel free to give me a bollocking in the comments below. Here, the hard top. So you have your arch, as they used to come with before, and fixed with it is this absolutely huge hard top. which I think when you're in the tropics or out in the Med in the summer, it's very important. And you have a central area that will move back with electrics or manual, depending on what option you've chosen, to allow the sun through. Right, both starboard and port, well, the port one here is fixed. There's an option to have that electric too. So you have dining area for 10 to 12 people at least. This table will drop down to give you even larger sunbed area, and then both sides of the table have a small section to open up and obviously extend your dining area. I know there's a lot of people going over to catamarans nowadays because of the space, but I think with a boat like this, the 55 and the 60, I don't think there is any need whatsoever, especially if you enjoy monohull sailing. Give you a pan out, that extensive aft cockpit area. Central in the cockpit is your life raft, or you could use it for something else. I'd rather have the life raft on a cradle aft and then stick in a huge cooler, self-draining, and then 4 easy steps into your saloon and galley. I'm going to stand back and give you a pano of what this is like. So you have a large 2 to 3 seater port side, and then a huge U-shaped seating area on the starboard side. I'm going to start on the starboard. There's a step down to get into a dedicated nav area or office space. Behind here, which is quite nice, you have your light switches, and here is your digital controls. See how much fuel, battery, water, etc. Air conditioning controls. You can see where your battery bits and pieces. Pumps for toilets. Master volt on and off. You know, self-explanatory really. Your engine is underneath here. We'll see if we can get that up in a minute. Access to tanks underneath the floor. Gonna have a look. I actually really like this office space. VHF, Raymarine, nice little light there, and somewhere for paperwork, passports, whatever. Handy little drawer. Look at that. Plenty of space. There are grab handles around, dotted around down here, which is nice. Small fiddles, but still welcome. And port lights. Have 3 lower port lights at either side, and then these huge side deck windows that run all the way along with blinds. You have cupboards underneath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then running all the way down there, that side, down to the galley too. So plenty of overhead storage. Keep spinning you around. Something which is nice with Jeanneu, which you don't get a lot with the other boats, is all leather stitched. All nice soft furnishings all the way around. They've stylised this boat really nicely. There is access to mechanical space just this side to the companionway. As you can see, it is a Volvo Penta D4 175 horsepower engine. I shall find out what they come as standard. See if there's another access door. I'll have a look through there for you and go through all your bits and pieces. Yeah, there is. Awesome. I shall do that at the end, and the owner's suite. I'll come down to the galley on the port side, which is a nice drop down galley. You have 2 steps down. There are handholds everywhere. Excuse my camera gear. This one has a lovely wine cooler, a little bit like the one in my kitchen. At home, Corian worktops with fiddles, and they grew for draining down. Stainless steel sink. This one is set up with salt water and fresh water, and you have a drainage bin or a cool box to the side, which is really handy for putting all your crockery and all that. Bin, dishwasher. There we go, living it up now, aren't we? Plenty of storage space. This one's come fitted with a gimbaled stove and induction hob, and there is a secondary microwave, large microwave oven just next to it. I like slide drawer storage in galleys. Some people might think it's old-fashioned, but it's really handy to keep all your spices and bottles and stuff like that in. This one has a inboard extraction hood like the 55 we looked around. And what's quite nice, behind you have somewhere to lean against. Another bit of work surface with some very serviceable drawers and cupboards. Very nice. It gives you somewhere to brace when you're underway, and using the galley either side. I think maybe they're going to turn the lights on, which would be awesome. Yeah. You have some overhead storage. As you can see, they're going to put the electrics on, which is brilliant. And some very large cupboards on this side. There's oodles of storage in this boat for extended cruising. There we go, guys, we've got some lights. How fantastic is that? Oh, fridge, freezer, fridge. Large fridge at the top, and your classic drawer style underneath. 2 of those. As I keep saying, there's loads of storage in this boat. Air conditioning's on. As I say, I'm going to do the owner's cabin in a minute, and the rest of the mechanical space. In the saloon, you have a drop-down table, which will give you a large double berth, or if you're watching telly, you know, somewhere really cozy. I'm not going to take the tray off, but this table folds out both sides to give you extended dining. 1, 2. If you had some extra chairs here, you could probably fit 10, maybe 12 around the table. Nice cabinet storage over there for bottles or glasses, and then a large settee over here. And I love, you might think it's daft, let me know in the comments below, but I think they're great. If you had a lee cloth across there when you're on passage, be a very comfortable place to spend passage. You can see your heater and aircon vents there. There's a nice reading light. Step mast, which is standard for most boats over 55 to 60 foot. And then we're going to come forward to your VIP suite for your friends. This can actually be put into 2 cabins, but have a look at this for a forward cabin. you have a large, I always say large, it's a queen size bed, so it's big. Couple of steps up to get up to this side, and there is an area to obviously mains, plugs and USB over there for your mobile phone and what's it. Some really nice reading lights. The wall, see this lovely panel, stitched leather. It's very, very nice, and that runs all the way down the side of the bed. There are drawers underneath the bed for your bits and pieces. There is a really nice desk or vanity here and a large two-seater sofa. Before we get into the cupboards over there, we'll come forward and have a look at your guests ensuite. So you have an electric Jeanneu flush toilet here. Plenty of storage either side and forward for all the stuff you need in your bathroom. Lovely sink and a separate very large shower. It's quite nice, it has a seat in it so you can sit down if it's a little bit rough, and 2 opening hatches, which is great. I'll open that up. There is storage obviously underneath the sink. Coming out of here, just in front of the bed, there's another area. 2 very deep drawers. It's becoming a standard, you see it on all boats now with the mood lighting and motor caravans. They've done a very nice job on this boat, and I quite like how they've set some LEDs. Oh, there's a ceiling panel loose there, that's not good for the show, is it? There we go, just fixed their boat for them. Let me know in the comments below what you would do. Well, I think it's quite nice, you know, if you just want the LED strips on at night, some mood lighting. And over here, some very deep hanging lockers, and the lights come on as soon as you open the doors. Another hanging cupboard there, and then either side, his and hers, hers and hers, his and his. Drawers for your undies and other bits and pieces. Over here, I think it's been done really, really nice. Go all the way through. Now take the route through the galley into aft cabin. On the port side, this has been set up as twins. There is an option to have a single aft centre cockpit cabin if you wish. They are very flexible. I think this is great for the kids. 2 good sized twin beds, storage, air conditioning, reading lights. I think this is a lovely little cabin for the kids. They have plenty of storage here and drawers, air conditioning controls, plugs, USB, and they have their own heads, so they're not bothering mum and dad. Electric flush, usual stuff, and a separate shower, which I think is really, really nice. Gonna come out of here, back through the galley. You're getting to know this boat quite well, aren't you? Into, should have said before we go through, washing machine, washer dryer, which is handy, and some more storage up there. Good spot for life jackets and stuff like that. And then into mum and dad's semi-island queen berth, storage underneath. Not going to open it. and you have a nice settee down on this side. Sit down. I will show you the headroom in here though, if you excuse me spinning you around. I'm 5'8", and I don't know if you can see that, but there is loads and loads of space. So, you know, even if you're 7 foot, there's plenty of space. You have these lovely port-like windows that open into the cockpit. Have your own opening hatch and port light over there. Once again, a plug, USB charging, nice reading lights either side. Give you a look. I think it's quite special actually. And you have your own heads which mirrors, same as the kids, Jabsco electric flush toilet. There'll be access to your black water tank in that one, and that's a storage cupboard, and your own hot and cold separate shower. I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to give you a look in the owner's suite or your suite, and you have another hatch here which is brilliant going into the cockpit. Once again, access to your mechanical space. Right here is your saltwater inlet and filters. You can see fuel scrubbers. Domestic water, air conditioning. I'm sure these are 2 aircon units. I don't know if you can see that. 1, 2. All your electric charging units. There's your engine. Here's your shaft. You can get in there. It's a big, clean, open space. Obviously through holes, and all the way forward there is in fact a generator. Tanks are underneath the saloon, which is nice. Keeps all the weight central. Just close that off. Insulation on the door is nice. Just come through here, guys. So, let me know what you think of this boat. I think it's really impressive. I think it's a great crossover between catamarans and monohulls now. Obviously, Jeanneus for years now have had a chimed hull, so they're nice and stable. They're twin rudders. You would have seen all the information come across the screen, but if there's anything I've left off, please let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next boat.